Hey guys, this is Caitlin here with Clicks to Closings, and we have one of our clients here, Chuck Sowers here, and we're just so excited to have him. He's been with us for about 3 months, and so he's going to basically share his experience, and I'm going to ask him a few questions about what it's been like working with us, and we can kind of go from there. So thanks so much for joining me, Chuck. Kind of tell everyone where you live currently and what you did before real estate and who you're with now for clients and stuff.
So I currently live in Panama City Beach. Before I started real estate 5 years ago, I was in the military, United States Coast Guard. I did that for 20 years, retired, took a year off, and then started my real estate career. And so yeah, it's been growing, and Caitlin's been a big help for that last few months for sure. And yeah, we just keep plugging away here.
That's awesome. And kind of tell me, what was the problem that you were having before you started working with us?
I think it's really a disconnect with other lead gens. There isn't this interaction here. People may think this is just some random interview, but Caitlin's always in touch with me. If I send an email or a message to her asking questions or changes I think need to be made, she makes them or says, "Hey, this is why we can," or we're working on that. She's very upfront, and the leads have been solid, and they're, it's like with any lead gen, they're not all going to be these magical buyers and qualified, but it's always a good learning lessons with those people anyway, because they may not qualify to buy, but it's just conversations, and that's what you want with a lead anyway. It's just to be able to talk and have that back and forth. And so yeah, Caitlin's been great with hers, is that I feel like they're real people in our area or coming to our area. It's not just some random email, and I don't know who sent them to me. I know Caitlin sent them to me, so that's been the best part.
That's funny. Yeah, no, it's interesting. Like a lot of different lead companies, it's like that I've heard with specifically, it's like to find someone like even in your area, sometimes it's a rare thing to find like quality conversations, so yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what did you try in the past to find a solution for the problem that you were facing with that?
You mean with the lead gen services, or?
Yeah, have you tried anything before working with us, or were we kind of your first?
Yeah. I've done the ones that you pay a percentage of closing. I've done ones that are just a flat rate per month. So yeah, I did the Zillow for a bit. And again, it was just a disconnect. Yes, at first they're very oh yeah, we're going to give you all this, and then all you're getting is emails, and being able to call them is non-existent, or the responses to email that person asking about whatever it is, it's just not there. That's why your service is, I think, better, because I can message you and you're very quick to respond, and like I said, it's a good service overall.
That's awesome. And I think you said this in the beginning when we talked, but taking on any sort of lead service is a risk, because you said, you tried Zillow, you tried these other things, and I'm sure you've had some of those that, haven't worked out super well. So what made you kind of take a chance to work with us?
I guess it's because it is this interaction, right? It was from the start. It wasn't, anytime you sign up for service, you're at a risk, right? So, but we started, like I said, you've always been there. If I've had a question, and I feel like it's a partnership. It's not, I'm paying you and you're giving me something. You're like, hey, I'm investing in you and you're investing in me. You're not just sending me these leads hoping. You're like, hey, how are the conversations? You've given me tips and things to help drive conversations. And like I said, it feels more of a partnership than any other ones I've dealt with before.
Yeah, that's awesome. And tell me about the moment maybe you realized that this program was actually going to work for you.
I don't know. I don't know if there's been a moment. I just think when you see, you have the app, you've got everything. I can see everything's laid out. I can see the conversations as they're happening, and I can jump in when I feel that it's And I guess that's probably when, because I can see that it's still working. It's not like you get the lead and it's just sitting there. You guys are doing the work too, and like sending them things, and they're engaging in conversation. I can see the conversation. So I think, I don't know if there's a one time where I was like, oh, it's working. It's just, you see it all and it's like, okay. And I can take over at any point with a lead or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, that's cool. Like, I think that's something that I think is pretty rare, like from, what I've done research on, is like having that visibility, like, because a lot of times a lot of these other companies, like you said, that they use bait and switch methods, and it's kind of like black curtain, like don't look behind the curtain type of thing.
Yeah.
But I think that that's super beneficial for agents, is having that visibility and transparency throughout the whole process, so you can talk and engage, and we can talk and engage with the leads and work together to get them to a place of having a conversation, so that's really cool. And like how do you feel now that you feel like you have a solution to scale to the next level?
What's the question?
Sorry. So like, how do you feel now that you have a solution that works for you, and that can help you scale to the next level?
I mean, it's really because you're doing your job and I'm doing mine, right? Like, you're cultivating these, and I'm, you're taking to a certain step, I'm taking over, or maybe I leave them at your step, but you're still engaging, and that person's either responding or, or not. And I'm sure you have a whole list of funny responses people have sent you. And, and so that helps when I don't have to sit there and just lead gen all day. I can take a day off, or I can focus on two or three that are really engaged, or I'm out showing property and I know that I'm still getting texts from you saying, hey, a new lead. So I like that scaling option where I'm not having to stay in one spot and work on that, since you guys are doing your jobs, and hopefully I'm doing mine.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's really cool, because like you said, and that's something that I really try to emphasize, is like having something that will basically bring client opportunities to you without you having to put in that manual effort. And client opportunities, like you said, is real conversations with real people that are, looking to buy or sell. And, like you said too, like, it's a really good point. Like, we're not some magical formula that's like, we're going to bring you $1 million buyers that are pre-approved and ready to buy. Like, that's kind of unrealistic. So, and that's something we've talked about before, is like, it's about quality produces the quality, so instead of, and for you and for people that, are in our program and stuff like that, like, it's not about, having to follow up and call and text 100 leads, but just like the 5 to 10 conversations that are moving forward and having a conversation with you. So that's good to hear. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And like, what do you feel like what advice would you give, maybe a realtor or like a group that was in your shoes, maybe feeling like the same like frustrations? Like, what advice would you give them?
I would say give it a shot. I mean, that's probably, I don't know if that's the best advice, but sometimes, like I said, you're not going to find any other service where a lead comes in and I could call or message you asking about that certain one and get an immediate response saying, hey, or a phone call, when it's a transfer, they've called and they're transferring, and that's a live person saying, hey, here's what we got, or it's like I said, you're not going to find, at least I haven't seen any others like yours, where it's an actual, I get the lead from you and I can call you and say, hey, I'm having confusion about what this person, or maybe it's a wrong email, whatever the case is. Like I said, it's about a partnership that I can call you or message you and you're gonna be like, yeah, here's where it went wrong, or here's where it's right, or whatever the case may be.
Totally. Yeah.
So yeah, I would just say give it a shot and try it. You're not going to be, I don't think you're going to find it anywhere else.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really good. And like you said, not everything works for everyone, but it's like connecting with people. Like you said, you mentioned our live transfers. It's like, we don't we're not just sending you a couple hundred leads and like, hey, good luck, like we're calling, we're texting, we're doing a lot of that initial contact, so you can speak with the most, serious looking to have a conversation people. So that's really cool. So yeah, I mean, I think that's like the only questions there. And the last question, I guess, is like, if you like were like someone was on the fence and like wanted to feel comfortable like reaching out to us, like, I guess what would you tell them like to do?
I would just say you have the conversation. Like I said, you're very open, and you can show them the system and how it all works, and or give me a call.
That's awesome. Chuck, thanks so much for being
Yep.
awesome. And Chuck has like been one of the best clients to work with. If you're in the Panama City area and you're looking to buy or sell, or if you're looking for someone to refer an agent to in that area, definitely give Chuck a call. Like, he takes care of all of his clients and picks up the phone for our leads. So I know he'll do that for you. So definitely reach out to him, Chuck with EXP, and he's just been an amazing person to work with. So thanks so much, Chuck. It's really good
Absolutely.
having